In Next Gen, we have a number of starship puzzles. These tend to be most prevalent in the early years, when the series was finding its feet and particular aspects had not yet been established. One of these puzzles concerns the Hathaway, a riddle we explored in an earlier video, The Riddle of the Hathaway. A very inventive title, I'm sure you'll agree. There is the question of which ship survived the Battle of Wolf 359. And then there is the puzzle of the 3 starships called Endeavour, which we will explore in this video. Can we solve the riddle of the 3 Endeavours? What is the riddle? Well, you see, the on-screen visual evidence in TNG gives us a starship Endeavour, but with 3 different hull registries. As all 3 appear on display screens, we don't get to see the ships themselves, so we cannot say if she is one ship with 3 hull registries or 3 ships with the same name. The consensus supports the latter. We have the Endeavour of the first season episode Conspiracy, with its hull registry of NCC 39272. Her existence is confirmed on readout, which is where we get her name, hull registry, and the name of her commanding officer, Maria Mann. Man, she feels like a woman. We also have the Endeavour of the second season episode Measure of a Man, with a hull registry of NCC 25330, and a CO called Cosmo Genovese. She was a deep space exploratory vessel, and at the time of Measure of a Man, she was exploring Sector 637. She is listed on the display behind Data in the courtroom scene, a courtroom that is a redress of the Enterprise D Battle Bridge set. And we have the Endeavour of the 5th season episode Redemption Part 2, and it has a hull registry of NCC 71805. She appears on a tactical display as part of Picard's blockade. This third ship is also linked to the film First Contact, as she was mentioned in an early draft of the script. The line, however, did not make it into the film, so we have no confirmed sighting of this Endeavour, but she is firmly believed to be a Nebula-class ship. She might be one of the Nebula-class ships spotted in the Voyager episodes Ship in a Bottle and Endgame. For this reason, I have given my model a full suite of windows, because I've always preferred this look. Due to a line in the Voyager episode Scorpion Part 1, at least one Endeavour has come to be thought by some to be the sole survivor of the Battle of Wolf 359. The Encyclopedia, 4th edition, suggests this is the 3rd Endeavour, but as we've seen in my previous video, The Starship That Got Away, there are good reasons to doubt this. So what, you may ask, is the riddle? Well, you see, it's like this. These episodes, each with their own Endeavour, take place during a 4-year period, both in-universe and in reality. 3 hull registries, 3 starships, all 3 apparently existing at nearly the same time. How do we solve this puzzle? How can 3 different Endeavours exist at nearly the same time, in a very narrow space in time? Can we come up with an in-universe solution? The Nebula class is curious. Clearly inspired by the design of the Galaxy class in the real world, it is thought in universe they predate the USS Galaxy by only a few years. If hull registries in Trek are chronologically sequential, and that is a big if, then those of most nebulas support this hypothesis. Most. There are exceptions. The hull registries of the nebulas range from 60000 to 70000, but some are higher. The Prometheus, the Sutherland, and the Endeavour having NCC 71201, NCC 72015, and NCC 71805 respectively. The Nebula class might well predate the Galaxy class, but some of them would be built at the same time. This is an important point for our solution. However, if we have learnt anything, then it is not to assume that the hull registries are chronologically sequential. The registries are only roughly chronological. The ghost of the constellation now taps on our shoulders. There are real-world examples of non-sequential hull numbers, of course. The Type 23 frigates went from the Richmond F239 to the Somerset F82, and then to the Grafton F80, and then to the Sutherland F81. On this basis, we can have an Endeavour NCC 39272 followed by another Endeavour with the lower hull registry of NCC 25330, as long as we don't make it too much of a habit. So let's try a solution to the riddle. We can surmise that the Nebula-class Endeavour, the third one, was a new ship at the time of redemption. Her hull registry was close sequentially to various Galaxy-class ships, such as the Yamato, NCC 71807. We can suppose she inherited the name from an earlier Endeavour that was destroyed at Wolf 359, as Wolf 359 was the big Starfleet loss of that period. Or perhaps the earlier Endeavour suffered an accident. After all, as Q observed, it's dangerous out there. Which ship might this be? The NCC 39272 or the NCC 25330? Given how many Ambassador-class vessels have registries in the 20000s, we might suppose the NCC 25330 was an Ambassador, and the oldest of the three Endeavours. But this is not necessarily so, as we have established. The NCC 39272, with its higher registry, might be older than this possible ambassador ship, perhaps even an Excelsior. In our solution, the 39272 Endeavour, an Excelsior-class ship, would have enjoyed a full career and would have been on her last mission when her name appeared in Conspiracy. Immediately following the events of Conspiracy, the 39272 Endeavour would have been decommissioned. A new Endeavour with a lower registry of NCC 25330 would already have been long planned as a replacement. She would have been completed and commissioned not long after Conspiracy. She might have even been the last of the Ambassador class. Her first mission took her to the region close to Starbase 173, hence her inclusion on the ship display there. In the aftermath of Wolf 359 or a disaster aboard the 25330 Endeavour, that ship was lost, and Starfleet Commander decided not to allow the name to lapse. Perhaps she went out like a boss, and the name had to be honoured. One of the new Nebula-class vessels was named, or renamed, Endeavour, and became the Endeavour of Redemption. So, there we go, a simple solution to the riddle of the three Endeavours. But perhaps you have a better idea, one with more pizzazz, more adventure. Perhaps one of the Endeavours was elder-ridged, and Starfleet covered it up. Perhaps it was Event Horizoned, and has yet to make its horror-inspired return. Or perhaps it was Buck-Rogered into the 25th century. The comment section awaits you. Buck-Rogered. I don't even want to think what that means. My God, Riker, you've taken his arm off.
'Tis but a flesh wound. Your arm's off, you loony. The Black Knight always triumphs.
You're not the Black Knight.
I am, in my dreams.